I am curious about those see-through blinds and if you have experience with them and what your take is on how the deer see them or how game see them. And if you think there's any vulnerability to those see-through blinds. Do you like them? What's the drawback? What do you think?
I've sat in a couple full see-through blinds like you're talking about, and I've sat in it with my kids. I've never sat in one hunting myself. I'm usually up in a tree, but I've sat in one, and it was late season a few years ago, and my son wanted to shoot a doe and we needed some meat. So I went to a friend and he said, hey, sit in this blind. So I sat in it, and it could have been because we set the blind up like, the deer weren't used to it yet. It was relatively a new setup. Or it could have been scent or something else, but the deer were like clockwork, and they were coming, and they turned and saw that blind, and they kind of bolted. But again, I don't know that it had to do with the actual blind itself. It is kind of, I think it was because it was like, that wasn't there a few hours ago.
I left this blind out in the same location most of the season and had different experience. So I think it is a little bit of comfortability.
Sure.
Like with an object. And I don't pretend to understand what was happening there. One of the things I did notice though was light. So when you're in a completely black blind, there is a little bit of an advantage, and that is light. And the see-through blinds let in a lot more light, and therefore you as an object in those blinds are a little bit more illuminated.
Sure.
And therefore your movement hypothetically might be a little bit more illuminated. And I wonder about that with the see-through blinds. And you lose a little bit of the advantage of a fully black blind, like being able to hide in the black.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Not to say you couldn't do that with a see-through blind. I just think you lose some of that, particularly as it gets lighter out. Like I just capped the season off being in a blind that was a blackout blind, like completely. And Baronet makes these blinds too that are completely black. And I think that's a killer advantage, particularly if you got one or two spots where you got shooting windows and you can button up the hatches and you can get super dark with it. I think that's a big advantage.